Hello, I'm Jen. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back. If you are returning, I do appreciate all the support, and I hope this message finds you doing well. So I'm going to do a general collective reading. Check the box for disclaimers. I want to get right into it. It is April 4th April 4th, 2026 at 8:05 a.m. Michigan time. So the intuitive message, I got caves, tombs, and full moons, question mark. I have no idea. I also woke up hearing sky rockets in flight, bump, 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 afternoon delight. I have no idea. It's from the movie Good Will Hunting, because that's kind of what I was seeing. So somebody could be a professor, somebody could be a janitor, somebody's name could be Will, somebody's name could be Robin, something about Williams, math, hidden potential. I don't know. Make it make sense for you. Alright, and there was what was the other one? Oh, the Carpenters, It's Only Just Begun. I don't know, that's the only part I keep hearing is it's only just begun. So, I don't know, maybe that's relevant for someone. Let's go ahead and get into this. Thank you, the Most High God. Thank you for these messages. Thank you for the clarity. Thank you for the guidance. Thank you for helping me be of service to the viewer. Thank you, Most High Motherfucker. Alright, let's see what's going on here. It's just weird. It's been a busy week. Okay, I'm doing things I never expected myself to be doing, which is cool. It's always fun. Good stuff, healthy stuff, lots of healing this week. Yesterday was my mother's birthday, and I couldn't understand, like, why do I keep thinking about my mom? Like, my mom's been passed for 10 years at this point. So I'm just kind of like, why do I keep thinking about my mom? And the day before that, like, I was thinking about my kids. You got to understand my relationship with my children, understand, like, well, you should think about your kids all the time. They don't live with me. So, and they're teenagers, and we haven't talked in a minute, okay? They live somewhere else, so, with their dad. So I've been, like, thinking about my kids, but it was their dad's birthday, and I kept thinking about him, and I'm like, oh, why am I thinking about him? Like, maybe I should get in touch with the kids, you know, make sure they're okay. And then yesterday I was thinking about my mom. Somebody's birthday could be, like, really relevant here. But I was like, why am I thinking about my mom? And I was just thinking about, like, you know, being raised and a lot about her. And then my dad took me to dinner, and he's like, do you know what today is? And I'm, like, sitting there, and I'm looking around, and I say, it's Mom's birthday. And he's like, yeah. So something about birthdays and moms and kids. I had to check the calendar, because I'm like, is it Mother's Day or Father's Day? This is not those days. So, all right, let's see what these little fortune cookie and tea things say. All right, thank you, God, the Most High God. Guys, God is really good. There's things in my life I never would have expected. Maybe that's something relevant for you. I don't know. It's just there's things you're doing that maybe you didn't expect to be doing, but you're like, all right, well, God put me here for a reason. God might just be a season, but God put me here for a reason. So something about that. I don't know. All right, let's get a message. Thank you, God. All right. Get a couple more. Anything else? All right, there we go. The first one that came out, excuse me, is a conclusion is simply the place where you got tired of thinking. I think I said this already. Check the disclaimers in the box below. You are responsible for all your own choices, okay? Use your discernment. Not everything's going to make sense for you, and it's not supposed to. Also, keep in mind that timing is not linear. I do my best to pinpoint timing, but, you know, you've got to make this make sense for you. I can't do that for you. It's just, I'm just the reader. And sometimes it is vague. I do my best to narrow down and tune in the best I can. So, a conclusion is simply the place where you got tired of thinking. Okay? So maybe somebody here has been overthinking. It's just giving me, like, where you just accept. That's another message. Surrendering. I've had to surrender my skill set to God this week. I've had to surrender my feelings to God this week. I have had to surrender my children to God this week. I have had to surrender just my situation in general to God this week. So, and this is kind of reminding me of all those moments throughout the week where I've had to just be like, it just is what it is. I'm doing the best I can. And I know that, and God knows that, and that's what's in my heart. So something might be relevant for you. Stop searching for forever. Happiness is just next to you. 9, 35, 23, 46, 22, and 2. Something here about vegetables, vegetable gardening. I feel like this is just accepting life on life terms. Okay, that is kind of what this feels like. Accepting life on life's terms. This is reversed. Be giving, forgiving, compassionate, and loving. So you might have been struggling with that, or somebody here is struggling with that. This is also reminding me of back when I was just like, oh, I forgive them, but I never forget. And I mean, that's actually a thing, okay? But this is, I still hadn't forgiven. I just said I was being, like, I was forgiving the person or the situation. But I was still holding a grudge, okay? So something, I feel like, is being, you're being indicated here, or like kind of pointed in the direction of maybe check and make sure you're actually being like forgiving towards a scenario, a situation, a person, whatever. Create the sequences of goodness. Consequences will be always good. Yeah, I feel like that's what you're having to do. Somebody here is having to surrender an idea or a relationship, or just, you know, even something about ourselves, where it's like you've got to stop looking deeper for a minute. It's like you can't go any deeper with this concept. You can't go any deeper. Caves, tombs, and full moons. Something about spelunking. Somebody might be into spelunking, which is cave jumping or diving. We go into caves. Seeing like the harness that you have to wear. So something about that. But somebody might have been digging deeper and deeper and deeper. And this is where, you know, it's kind of like you have all the information that you can have at the moment. And all you can do is surrender. You can't think about it anymore. You can't do the whole, if I could, if I should, if I had the chance, you know, this is kind of giving me that vibe. And I feel like you're also being made aware that, like, what you're putting out is what you get back, okay? That is karma. Somebody might have been holding back here because they were trying to get deeper with something or understand something deeper before they made their next move. Okay? If it makes sense for you, cool. If it don't, that's all right too. There's other readings and other readers. So we have an important person coming out. Now, there is someone watching that is an important person. Either you're an important person in your life, or you're an important person somewhere in your life, to other people maybe, or at work. This card keeps coming out. And I also feel like when that card comes out that you need to be reminded you are important as well. Not just the people in your life, okay? But you as well, viewer, are just as important as everybody else. Thank you, God. What are the clues for this reading? It's Saturday morning. It's been an interesting week. We have 12 to 11 p.m. So something here about the day, the daytime. I just started hearing all night long, all night. We have B coming out. This did come out reversed. So somebody could be having a hard time with a B name. It's going to be a rather difficult time. We have necklace coming out. That's reversed. Somebody, I feel like somebody lost something that was weighing on them. You know, this necklace is giving me a yoke energy, where it's like you were wearing like something around your neck, like a yoke, and it was kind of heavy. You know, maybe an actual necklace broke, or you lost something. Pay attention to that. That's an energy thing, okay? If a necklace just randomly breaks. There's something here that, you know, something about an important person during the day lost something. This is almost hard to articulate. Here's Brenda, Brandon, Brady. We have Magics and Miracles coming out. Earbuds reversed. Somebody was looking, open enemy reversed. Somebody was looking, yeah. Somebody was looking here for some sort of information, and they're waiting to hear about something. And I don't think they got what they were looking for. That's giving me that conclusion is simply the place where you got tired of thinking. It's like somebody was looking for something, and they didn't find what they were looking for. They were waiting to hear about something, with that open enemy being reversed. I also feel like somebody might have lost an enemy. How do you do that? You're victorious! That's how. Very much so. I just got chills going down my right side. This could be a masculine energy, or some sort of action was taken. January, we have Capricorn and Aquarius. This could have something to do with work or some sort of social network, some sort of group setting. And June came out. Put that back. I don't take cards off the floor, folks. All right. Yeah, I feel like somebody was waiting all day to hear something and they didn't hear something. This is almost giving me too an anticipation of bad energy. I almost said bad energy. I meant like bad news. What I meant to say was bad news. We have hidden ally coming out reverse. Oh my gosh, this is limbo energy. This is giving me something is not the way it appears, okay? Oh my, there's an X. The X fell on the floor. Give me a second, y'all. Okay, so that fell on the floor. I feel like something here was blocked as well. Maybe someone was blocking you, or you thought something was blocking you. This is giving me like you're kind of like the common denominator in all your own problems. They teach you that in AA. So, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. You're like, man, I am seriously stirring the pot over here with myself. I'm not stirring the pot in my head. I'm stirring the pot with my feelings. You can't really unsee it. So, yeah, I feel like somebody's waiting to hear something here, and it's like they never got the information, or, you know, they weren't sure. This is giving me some sort of uncertainty. Somebody lost a heavy weight. Maybe somebody lost a lot of weight, but there's like something here where it's waiting to get some information. It was like they finally just put it down. They just quit looking. It's like they just accepted or surrendered. That is what it is. Somebody's not an open enemy, but also somebody's not an ally. This is giving me like indifference, that type of energy. All right, what are the clues here? Thank you, God. What are the clues for this reading? Okay, we have October, so something about Libra, Scorpio. Yeah, maybe somebody was waiting to hear some sort of information about October. Somebody could wear earbuds, or they lost an earbud, or they just didn't hear something. We have Friday coming out. Last Friday, something about Friday being relevant. Also something about Libra energy. We did just go through a full moon in Libra, I believe. Don't hold me to that one. I'm pretty sure it's Libra. We have moon. I said moon. This is Monday. Something about the full moon. When was the full moon? Something about moon here, guys. Maybe your moon's in Libra, or your moon is in Capricorn or Aquarius. Check your birth chart. Also, you know, I hate to say it, somebody might have been some sort of practitioner looking in on something. I've been getting that energy a lot. 8:18 on my clock, by the way. Okay. What are we looking at? Full moon. Hang in there, folks. Let's see here. Full moon in April. It was just recently. I'm going to drink some coffee, too, while we're at this. Okay, so it would just occurred on April 1st. Whatever time. It's called the pink moon. Something about pink moon, I guess. So, okay, I'm going to leave the clues there. We have August on the bottom of the deck. Did I just turn that? Something about something's going to change in August. Something about something's changing with the Leo. Also, this is Virgo energy, so somebody's changing some sort of habits. They're using their heart to create, perhaps, instead of using their hands, or either they're motoring. They're powering what they're doing with their habits, with their heart. Interesting. Very, very interesting energy. All right, what are some more clues for this reading? Thank you, God. I feel like something happened. Something might happen on Monday here, from the time you watch this. Something about Friday. Somebody realizes somebody's not an enemy. This is like they're not an enemy, and they're not an ally. It's like they don't know enough. There's something here about not having enough information. I'm seeing a flashlight. I'm seeing a flashlight being shined into a cave. It's like you got to go further in. You got to get more information here. I feel like somebody was waiting to hear something, and they didn't. There's some sort of disappointment here, some sort of sadness as well. Heaviness is really, it's very hard to articulate this. very, it's almost like there's too many feelings going on, or somebody can't get in touch with their feelings. I'm seeing what, like well water, something about a well. Somebody's name could be Will. All right, so we have 11, happy event, like-minded. Excuse me, something about frogs, 'tis the season. Things are starting to wake up where I'm at. Animals, amphibians. All right. What is the message here for the viewer? Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Sorry, I had to say a little prayer. 4. This fell reversed on Monday. Something here is not fun. Something here is not stable. I feel like somebody is seeing 411. Somebody's going to get some sort of information here. This is almost like a party being canceled, or something about something being canceled. Yep. Doorway, somebody's leaving a situation, or they're communicating they're leaving a situation. Something about something not working out here. Yep, time is now. This is going to be like, oh, do you have to go right now? And they're like, yeah, I do. And they're going to trust their heart, whoever this is. Maybe it's you, maybe it's another person you're interacting with. I feel like you felt like you were on the same page. This is a large group of people. You felt like you were on the same page with them, or they felt like they were on the same page with you, and maybe you're realizing this is really unsteady. This is really unstable. 4 reverse is giving me something here that's not solid. It's giving me like the 4 of Wands falling over. Somebody could also be an Aries, and they weren't in charge, so maybe they're being asked to leave right now. Something about that. That 11 is also giving me Sagittarius. Something here about principles, laws, morals, ethics, religion, and someone's status, their reputation. This could be a practitioner that maybe didn't follow through, or somebody was putting a lot of, oh, there's a message. Somebody is putting a lot of hope into a practitioner. You gotta go to God, guys. People are just people. I mean, it's great. There's a lot of people that can do some really cool stuff. I've seen it myself. And I've gotten some help off some practitioners, you know, for just guidance. But it's like, in the end, that was God speaking to me through that vessel. You have to keep in mind that God fuels and powers all things. So this might have been something here. I also feel like there's a party that's being canceled, or somebody's leaving a situation. It's like, it's supposed to be a party. It's supposed to be fun. It could be a birthday. It could be just an event in general. And I feel like it's canceled. And somebody's like, this is not stable. I'm not doing this, or I don't want to be here. Somebody's leaving something. And they're making a sound decision. It says healthy mind. With the blueberries and the doorway, somebody's favorite color could be blue, but something here about communication. Somebody thought something was squared. Okay, that 4 reversed, and they thought it was squared, right? Steady, stable. You can build things with squares. And it would be shapely. It would be nice. And in alignment. Yeah, edges. I'm feeling all the edges in a line. But somebody here I feel like is communicating like, no, this is not good for my health, or I've got to go do this for myself, for my mind, okay? We do have 10 on the bottom. So, yeah, definitely something coming to an end here. I feel like a party's going to get canceled, too. This could have to be a Sagittarius' party, or Scorpio's party, an Aries party. Yeah, it could have to be, I'm picking up, okay, you know, they say, what is it? Think about little boys or slugs and snails and puppy dog tails. Something, it could be a little, you know, maybe a son's birthday party, or someone's son's birthday party, or child's birthday party here, involving frogs and blues and greens. I mean, that could be also a female party, but I'm picking up like little boy energy. It's reminding me of my sons. So something here could be canceled. All right, what are the oracle messages? Wow, 1922 could be relevant. I feel like someone's grandparent was born in 1922. Also something here about unexpected change, because that maps out to what? 5? 2, 2 is 4, 9, 1 is 10, 4 plus 1, because you have to drop 0, 4 plus 0 is 4. And you add the 1, so that's 5. And then diligence came out while I was doing that math, that quick math. It's not my strong suit. I'm trying to get better at it. All right, so 14, 41, and 5. Something here about diligence. I feel like this is that energy where somebody lost that weight around their neck, okay? And somebody here is letting someone go. It's like, this is not working for me. And I feel like they put a lot of thought into this. They've went really deep within themselves, trying to understand a situation, trying to understand their mind and why they feel the way they feel about this group or about this situation. And I feel like they just finally resolved. They accepted that they just feel the way they feel. Maybe you don't understand how you feel if this is for you. Maybe you don't, you just feel the way you feel. And that is okay. Sometimes that is God just putting a feeling on you so that you can get out of a situation or so that you can recognize something. All right, what is the message here? Something about Taurus, May. Somebody here they have a knowing, whether it's you or somebody else. It's just kind of sad energy because it's like someone doesn't want to keep holding a resentment here. I feel like they're realizing that if I don't leave now, or if I don't get out of this situation, 4 is also like your home, okay? This could be like moving even, Cancerian energy. It's like, if I don't leave now, I am going to be more resentful towards XYZ, okay? Whether it's themselves, whether it's, another person, or, maybe a roommate or something. So there's no here. So something about 54 and 45. Also, there's, this person has a knowing, whoever this is for, whether it's you or another individual. Yeah, they see the door. They are leaving. I also feel like this person is going to leave from a party abruptly. They're not having fun, or the party gets canceled abruptly, okay? Be on the lookout for that. Something about April 10th and April 11th. Also, May 10th and May 11th. 4, they're letting it go. They're done. I've seen someone with a key, and it's like locking the door behind them as they leave. Something here, somebody letting a situation go, letting a person go, letting a group go. Maybe it's a job. There's got Capricorn energy. It could even be an obsession. I was like, okay, so we have addict. Somebody's letting a bad habit go here. More Taurus energy with that 5. This is 55. Also, this is something about being unexpected, okay? I don't think it's really I feel like the action and the timing is unexpected. But whoever is canceling the party or leaving the situation, they've been thinking about this for a minute, okay? I don't feel like that part is unexpected. It's their actions that are unexpected and catch someone off guard here. We have impulsive, selfish, dishonest, never satisfied, control and chaos, and compulsive. Impulsive and compulsive. I don't feel like somebody is doing this on a whim. I feel like they put a lot of thought into it to make sure they weren't doing it on a whim. Caves, tombs, and full moons. For a minute, they've been searching, digging, spelunking inside their emotional self. That is what this is giving me. Okay, we're going to leave that there and get some more clues. Moving right along. 2255. Something about 144. You are a person or somebody in this reading, connected to this reading. 222 as well. I'm noticing that on the fortune cookie thing that says happiness is just next to you. I feel like somebody realizes that. So they're like, why am I over sitting in this situation when I'm unhappy, when I could be over there and be happy? Okay. But also something here about 144, 444, all is well. Something not quite being in alignment. It's like everything else is lining up but this. Something about that. Also 111. But something here about divine presence in someone's life. I feel like someone is finally acknowledging, all right, God, what do you want me to do? This is giving me step 1, 2, and 3. Somebody could do step work, okay? But this is giving me like that surrendering where it's like, my life is unmanageable. Maybe a higher power if I turn myself over, okay? Because we all have free will. You don't have to do anything with your free will except what you want to do with it. That's why it's free, honey. That's your gift. Free will. You're not. No one's the boss of you except for you. So, you can use your free will and say, I surrender to this higher power, maybe the Most High God. But, and it's giving me that, like somebody acknowledging that. They're like, all right, me trying to manage all this, somebody could be a manager. Me trying to manage all this is making a mess in my life. Me trying to control everything and arrange everything is just making it more messier. So it's kind of that energy here, all right? Somebody's surrendering. They're realizing they have an intuition. They've been really digging deep, I think, trying to understand someone or a situation here. And now they know. They know it's unstable. They know something has to be done. And I think they see the door. This is really giving me, I see a way out or I see a way in. This is going to be leaving, though. The time is now, and they're letting it go, and I feel like somebody feels better for this. What do you desire? All right, God, what's the information? What's the information here? Think about patience reverse. I feel like this person has waited long enough. Also, I feel like somebody cancels something impulsively. That addict energy is says selfish, dishonest, never satisfied, control, and chaos. This is somebody who cancels something. It's like, I was only doing that to appease this XYZ, this person, that place, or this thing. And I feel like there might have been some sort of pressure here where it's like, oh, you're just doing that because that's your addiction talking. I've heard that before in my own life. But it is like, somebody's like, this is almost giving me like confusion. Like, am I doing this like impulsively, or is this just a whim, or is this, like I think that's why somebody really dug deep and tried to understand why they're feeling the way they're feeling, why they're wanting to do what they're wanting to do. I feel like now's the time. Someone can't be patient any longer. I feel like the more they wait, they're going to be more resentful. And somebody that's here doesn't want to be resentful anymore. They want to start working on that forgiving, okay? And sometimes you got to take space in order to be forgiving. You got to work through your own stuff. You can't be constantly reminded of the resentment, okay? It can't be in your face. This is giving me like people I have had to take space from because I had a resentment and I couldn't forgive them until I got that space so I could recognize my part in things and recognize where I was still being accountable for holding on to the grudge, the resentment, okay? And how I brought that resentment into my life as well. This is kind of that energy. All right, what is another message? Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. What does the viewer need to know about this energy? Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Thank you. Somebody could be dealing with some throat stuff right now. Prayer and meditation is on the bottom, and inner child. I did say this. Somebody might have been concerned because they have a kid involved. Maybe they're holding on for the kid and they don't want to leave a situation because of the kid. Or this could be your inner child. You're listening to your inner child, and your inner child's like, I don't like this. And because it's not something that makes them happy, it's not something that brings them some sort of peace of mind, or just, that kind of energy where it's like, all right, guys, give me just a second. I gotta let the dog out. Be right back. All right, I'm back. So yeah, this could definitely be an energy, like I was saying, where, you're listening to your inner child. You've been praying, meditating, connecting with that higher power and God and whatever that means for you. Okay, I don't care. It's between you and God. So I know who I talk to. So anyways, but it is about something maybe even to do with your belief system, okay? Maybe you thought you were in alignment with a group of people and it turns out you're not. And that's okay. We're all different for a reason. Was it, I think it's off the movie Robin Hood, where Morgan Freeman's character, I think he plays a Moor, it's the Kevin Costner version, okay? And he said, I think a little child was asking about, it's Morgan Freeman, was asking about his skin color. And he's just like, well, Allah loves diversity. And that's kind of what this is. It's okay to be different. Like, it's okay to not have to think like everybody else. Something about not having to think like everybody else. Pay attention to that. But it is, it's okay to not be like everybody else. Be yourself. Be your beautiful, unique self. If all the flowers and all the plants and all the animals look the same, it'd be boring. It would be very boring. So keep that in mind. We're all made differently, and that's okay. If it was supposed to be if it was supposed to be any other way, it'd be another way. So they just gotta accept that. Something here definitely about October, Libra, Scorpio energy strong coming off that. It is somebody, that is the season also for justice and transformation. If you look at those signs, it could be yours or another person. It could be heavy in your birth chart. But it's something here about, something giving some justice and some balance in the situation, doing what's right, doing what's fair, and making that change, taking that change. I'm hearing taking that change. So maybe somebody's, something about they were offered a change and they didn't take it, or now they want to take it. I don't know. We have King of Wands coming out. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. So somebody who's really confident, really, bold is the word I just heard. So somebody could also have shoulder length hair, and facial hair, beard, tattoo on the hands. Definitely could be a fire sign. Blue eyes. Yeah, somebody here could just be realizing, I feel like they're finally going to listen to that inner voice instead of the outer voices, okay? And it's like that beacon feel like some sort of heart pulse. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, like something like that. Tractor beam. So I feel like somebody though is really realizing, you know, this is what I want, and I'm going to go after what I want, and that is what is. I'm tired of waiting for. I'm tired of making excuses for not doing it. That kind of vibe. So, all right, God, what's the message here? Thank you, God. What's the message here? So we have 4 of Wands coming out sideways. Definitely could be about a home situation, okay? I feel like there's this change. Someone just knows if I don't go now, it probably will never go. Queen of Swords, there could be some sort of conflict at home. I also feel like somebody's being really logical with this, okay? The Queen of Swords is an energy of somebody who's very straight to the point. They're very factual. Think like lawyer, therapist, that type of vibe. Someone here who nurtures the mind with the words, okay? They're good at articulation. There's something here about articulation, okay? Something speaking up, that energy as well. You know, this could be a fire sign and an air sign, and there's just things aren't going well in the connection. You know, 4 of Wands is a platform, a connection, somebody celebrating something, happy home life even. This is also giving me, sorry, I have like a tickle in my throat. This is also giving me an energy of somebody taking charge of some sort of platform. It's giving me like public speaking, motivational speaking, and they're realizing that there's some sort of nurturing that needs to be had here more. It needs to be more articulated, what's being said. You know, the Queen of Swords, her sword's down. She doesn't really want to talk. Maybe there's been a lot of thinking, but not a whole lot of talking. And she's actually quite guarded. So, you know, somebody, I'm seeing someone block someone's door, like their exit. They're trying to leave a situation or a room, and someone is blocking it and like defensive about it. Yeah, don't do that. That's illegal. Don't do that. And if somebody is doing that to you, I mean, if it's safely to do so, you know, find another way out. This is giving me like somebody is trying to stop someone even from taking a child, I'm hearing. Okay, so please be aware of that. It's also giving me protection. Like somebody's trying to, that's Queen of Swords energy. That's an air, you know, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Somebody here is trying to, it's almost like I thought I was protecting myself by doing this over here, or I thought I was protecting, you know, something here about a belief system, guys. Somebody had a belief, and I feel like they're letting it go. They're cutting it out. They're done. They're realizing they are, you know, healthy in their head. They're acknowledging that this isn't, the decisions I'm making are healthy, even if everybody else is telling me they're not. Like, this is almost like a group, massive gaslighting situation with a group of people. So hopefully that's not it. We do have the Queen of Pentacles. You know, there could be 2 feminine energies here and a masculine energy. Could literally be 2 females and a dude. But yeah, I feel like somebody was trying to stop something. This is almost giving me like some sort of argument as well. All right, let's get a little further. Let's get some more tarot. Thank you, God. What is this, you know, magic and miracle? It's like somebody's realizing that there's kind of like almost like a numb, like, wow, they're not against me or for me. Actually, they're not even thinking about me. Something about that, too. There could be a fire sign that's realizing that. 5 of Cups sideways came out. This is currently happening when they come out sideways for me. So, you know, this could be a fire sign realizing that I put all this work into fitting in or to being a part of something, you know, and I've been going after the things I desire and trying to, it's giving me like arranging things. What do they call that? Micromanager off Legos. Somebody could like Legos. There's definitely a small child involved here. So somebody could like Legos, or just that kind of micromanager energy where he's trying to super glue all the Legos to look a certain way and to be perfect. And it's the, you know, his son, yeah, definitely could have a son involved. Somebody's son, you know, the guy on the movie, the Lego movie, the son keeps coming in and is like using his creativity, which is that King of Wands energy, using his creativity and creating, you know, a new world with new spaceships and new storylines. Yeah, I feel like somebody here kind of was trying to master manipulator. I keep wanting to say that. So maybe somebody was trying to manipulate a situation to go in their favor. And this is giving me that surrender energy, surrendering to a higher power. All right, why is the Four of Wands reversed here? Thank you, or reversed. Yeah, I feel like somebody's leaving a house, guys. Somebody's moving or leaving a situation. They're leaving a business. Anyways, Four of Wands sideways. They just need to talk about it, communicate. This is Gemini energy. Give me communication. Also, they're like in the process of loading up the vehicle or loading up the U-Haul. And once they're done doing that, I feel like they're going to try to leave in a hurry. Something gets canceled impulsively, a party does, and somebody's trying to leave a situation in a hurry. And I feel like somebody else is trying to stop them from doing that here by having a conversation. And I don't want to talk about it anymore. I've talked about it, all I want to talk about. Ace of Swords. I've told you the truth. I've been very clear with you. So that sword goes from, we have 3 swords. It's disappointing, but I've already said what I've said. I see very clearly. I got all the information. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to do. Could be an air sign or a fire sign, okay? We have Aries out here, strong. We have Scorpio. This is definitely a change. Could be definitely be a change of plans or a change in a home environment. Guys, I gotta go get the dog in. Give me just a moment. All right, I grabbed a cup of coffee. I forgot my other cup in here, so I traded out cups just in case anybody, I don't know if you guys are paying attention to that. That's the old cup, that's the new cup. So, but yeah, somebody here is where we were at. It's just, you know, I've said what I've said. This is the truth. This is how I feel about it, and I'm leaving. I can't deny. There's some 2 of Swords energy here and 3 of Swords. Somebody was heartbroken, I feel like, for a minute. They're very disappointed. Whatever this is, they know it's disappointing, and maybe that's why they hesitated leaving. I heard in the beginning. So this is, you know, going to hurt, but, you know, and then when I say hurt, it's going to hurt emotionally. If this is, you know, a physical thing, call, you know, who you got to call, preferably, you know, safety reasons. So call the cops if, you know, you feel like you're going to be in trouble here, or that, you know, there might be some harm. Try to maybe have this conversation not alone with someone. We have the Sun on the bottom of the deck. So yeah, the truth is out now. It's like, this is how I feel. And I feel like somebody's is being really, it's like now they know how to articulate what they want to articulate. Now they know what to say. And I feel like that's because it got so uncomfortable with that 5 of Cups. It got so, 555. This is going to be so just last minute, guys. So unexpected. It's going to be a huge change. Definitely it could be a relationship, you know, breaking up. I'm sorry about that. But, you know, this is a conversation that ends some stuff and somebody, you know, parties go their own ways. Yeah, it's going to also, it's just like somebody just tried. They tried so long. And it's just the resentment's just building and building and building. Yeah. 7 of Wands. Someone's standing their ground here. All right. Any other, where's the viewer at in this energy? Let's go ahead and get that out here. Where's the viewer at in this energy? Yeah, somebody is, their truth is, I feel like somebody also tried to block a message or to block, this is giving me like petty couple, like a couple that's being petty fighting, like they're blocking each other and yet they're, you know, living in the same house and this, that kind of stuff. That's no way to live. Come on now. Adults, have a conversation, blocking each other's text messages and stuff. Like, what kind of life is that? That's silly. In my opinion, personally. I can't block them if they live with you, because, like, really, you can only block them on the phone, but you can't block them in the kitchen. Sorry, okay, reel it in. Something about that, where it's like, good for you, you're not getting my phone calls or text messages, you still have to see me at dinner. Petty, petty, petty. Somebody could be acting like a child. That could also be this childlike energy. All right, where's the viewer at in this? Thank you, God. Where's the viewer at in this? Wow, okay, that was quick. That was real quick. 10 of Cups reversed. You're the unhappy one. You're the one where it's like, this is not in alignment with me. This is not the vibe I was looking for. This is not my happy ever after. I feel like there's a fire sign here, strong, dealing with some sort of regret and remorse, some low feelings with a group of people or a living, this is going to be like living situation, guys. Like there is something here where they are like, this is not in alignment for me or with me like I thought it was. So there's something very, very, and I feel like they're expressing that they're leaving. Temperance could be a Sagittarius, strong Sagittarius energy. But yeah, viewer, you are the one who's like, this is not in alignment. 10 of Cups upright is wish come true, happy ever after. This is nope. Nope. More like a nightmare. This is not what I thought it was. And this is giving me the energy of somebody just a resentment building because they are not speaking up. This is giving me somebody who's been holding their tongue, I'm hearing. So, you know, now they're going to say their truth and they're going to speak up, and it is what it is. And it's, you know, they're standing their ground. 7 of Wands. I'm going to stand my position. And I feel like their position's coming from a place of somebody has a new set of eyes here. It's like a spiritual set of eyes. It's something here very strong about spirituality, you know, a religion. Somebody might have started going to church. Somebody might have started, you know, just connecting with God in your own way. You don't need church to talk to God. You don't need an intercessor to talk to God. You can just talk to God. So, you know, and it's kind of like somebody's been doing that, and I feel like they're starting to see what misalignment and in alignment looks like, and now they're leaving. As far as the cancellation of the party, it could be a masculine energy. I feel like that is just like, you know, I'm sorry, but I can't, or I'm sorry, but we can't. This is, you know, this is a king, so this is somebody who can cancel events in the kingdom. There's, I feel like, also a queen energy here who is like, well, why didn't you say something sooner? Or, you know, that kind of conversation feels like that's being had here. All right. So if you're the 10 of Cups reversed, you could be a Pisces, you could be trusting your intuition, you could be deep in your feelings. This could be rather emotional. Yeah, justice is coming out. You're going to do what's right here for you and for the situation. I feel like by you doing what's right for you, okay? Things, God will, you're not bigger than God. God will work things for everybody's higher purpose, okay? And so if you're doing what you feel is on your heart to do, and it's holy and loving, something about that, if it's loving, and it makes you feel whole, okay? And this isn't going to be low vibe stuff. This is not going to be hurting. It's not going to be unkind. This is not going to be lying. There's no deception here. You know, these sorts of things, it's fair and it's just and it's right. God's going to work everything else as God needs to do what needs to be done, okay? That's where your free will comes into play, where you can make these choices and go, I want to be the best version of me possible. I want to, it's giving me that goodwill hunting, you know, healing your trauma, going after the life you want. Quit making excuses like, oh, I have to stay here for the kids, or I have to stay here because so-and-so needs me, or, you know, they won't make it without me. Like, you're not God. They'll be fine. Sure, they'll be sad. There's going to be disappointment here. But, you know, they're going to live their life just like you're going to. Maybe, you know, let their healing be on them. Don't you know, by you not speaking up and healing and doing what you need to do, you're also stopping that person from their greater potential by you not reaching for your greater potential, okay? And potential is what you could possibly be doing. So I feel like somebody knows that it's like, I could be doing so many other things here. That kind of vibe. There's also, now that justice came out, I was waiting for the divorce energy, but I feel like this is a conversation about a divorce. Definitely a separation. You know, if you have a roommate agreement or some sort of contracts here involved, you know, this could be a contractual discussion where it's like, all right, how do we get out of this lease? How do we get out of this marriage, unfortunately? So we do have Queen of Wands on the bottom. So I feel like there is, and the Empress. This could be a mother figure. Somebody here is just, you know, the world. Yeah, I feel like somebody's seeing something, and it's almost like the more they looked at it, the more resentment. It's like they had to stop looking at something, or they had to just, you know, they had to acknowledge the resentment in the first place. So justice coming out here. Taurus, more air. I feel like there's also somebody is a counterpart, okay? This King of Wands and this Queen of Swords is giving me mismatched energy, okay? Might have been steamy. I feel like these people have a lot in common as far as lifestyle. I'm noticing the hand tattoos on both the characters, okay? But, you know, this Queen of Wands also has a hand tattoo. I'm also picking up somebody here might have red hair. There's red hair, blue hair, and blonde hair involved, okay? So those could be, you know, just people's hair colors that are in this situation. You can let that be confirmation. That might not, you know, that's not for everybody. Also here, I feel like there's some sort of amphibians involved. Snakes and frogs and lizards and something about a puppy or a dog. Yeah. I feel like somebody's definitely taking charge of the situation. Also, something here about birds. Somebody could like birds or see a lot of birds. I'm picturing, you know, I'm seeing the wings in these pictures, okay? There's lots of wings. And that's also, you know, this could be a message about another fire sign, something about the internet, something about travel. Somebody could be going towards a Taurus or an Aries, Leo, Sag. Yeah. Something here about animals and amphibians. I just heard, and the dark side of the moon. Somebody could be a Pink Floyd fan. Something about Pink. Somebody's name could be Floyd. It's giving me that grandparent energy again. Somebody's grandparent could be named Floyd, or yeah, something about that. I don't know. So, all right, what is it with justice coming out? This is what's fair. This is what's right. You're doing the right thing for you by expressing this. Definitely. You're putting something to rest here. There's 4 swords on the table. So you're putting something to rest, and really in the long run, you're healing something, okay? I feel like somebody doesn't want to be angry anymore. They don't want to be mad anymore. And they're realizing, I am an important person too, and I know that you're important too, but, you know, this isn't working for me. We're 2 important people that is just misaligned. That is what it is. It is what it is. Any other information for the viewer? Thank you, God. I had to do so much editing. 3 of coins. Definitely a contract that's fair, right, balanced, teamwork involved. More air energy, strong air energy here. You're dealing with the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius somewhere in this energy, okay, in this reading. It's definitely a fire sign. Strong Libra, strong Gemini. It could be a group of people, you know. You could have these different energies. Aries, Scorpio, Capricorn, Taurus, Sagittarius, Leo. Pisces. Yeah, those are really the energies I'm getting. So this contract here, yeah, I feel like somebody got some information that helped them move it along. Knave of Wands, Knave of Swords. Yep, somebody see something, or they got some sort of information that inspired them to take some sort of action here. 10 of coins for the long haul. 10 of coins is a lot more stable than 4 coins, okay? 10 builds a really nice foundation if you look at that. As also combined resources I'm hearing. So somebody here can work with somebody. They can work with that. I'm hearing, like, I can work with that. This also could be somebody, you know, going towards a family and getting out of a, I feel like there's a, I'm so sorry guys, but I feel like a relationship's breaking up. I'm also feeling like somebody's going to go stay with some family for a minute after this party gets canceled. I feel like somebody here might be having a really emotional time. And they're going to their comfort people. Oh, I want to start crying. They want to go home. Is what they want to do. So, wow. Yeah, Queen of Cups. They want to go where the love is. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Oh my gosh, I'm getting teary-eyed. Oh, keep it together. So, it looks like you come out of the cave. Something in here, just about, you know, spring and waking up. Somebody's waking up to the reality that they've built for themselves. They want to go home. They want to go where the love is. And that's okay, because I feel like you have put yourself aside for a minute. You've been trying to make something work, and it was like square peg, round hole. Okay, I hope this is helpful. Many, many blessings to whoever this is for. Until the next time we talk. Bye.